viewer. Welcome to another episode of Viewpoints. It's great having you on the show, and thanks for joining us. It's an exciting and interactive talk show where they talk as EB. We talk about anything and everything trending, ranging from entertainment to politics, health, education, lifestyle, health, community. You just name it. Just sit back, enjoy, and engage in our conversations. My name is Hadiza Galadima, and together with me right here in the studio are my two beautiful and amazing ladies, Confidence.
Hi, Hadiza.
I'm Rachel. Hello. Okay, we have a gentle and a handsome man amongst us today, and his name is Mr. Steven. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay. All we do on the show is spark meaningful conversations, inspire change within our community as we engage in honest dialogue. We'll be going on a short break. We will be right back. Please stay with us. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about the recent student loan bill signed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And there were several key points highlighted, which I see or which we all know look very, very sensible, right? Because there were key points whereby they highlighted that a student who is eligible for this loan would have to come from a family or earns lower than 500k annually, and you must gain an admission in order for you to be able to be eligible for this student loan. It could be federal, it could be state universities or polytechnics or college of educations and all that. All right. And also he said, like, okay, if we have defaulters, which we know we will have defaulters, if we have defaulters, that a defaulter is liable for imprisonment upon conviction for 2 years, or you will be fined 500,000 naira, or you can serve both. So now my question is, and I know it's a question of everybody's life, what is the job availability after service year? Because I am a typical example. I graduated from school and I spent 4 years in the house before I got my first job. And the first job did not come from the federal government or the state government. I was employed by a private organization and all that. So what is the job availability for youths out there when they graduate from school? It's an open floor question. Anybody can just pick up the question and answer as you can relate to it. So, Mr. Tosin, would you want to say anything?
All right. For me, I would say kudos to the president for this initiative. I engage few people concerning this topic, and I feel like a lot of people have this bias mindset. Basically, most of people that I engage concerning this topic, they feel like if they are able to get this loan, they are not going to repay it back. You know, you already have that in your mindset that, okay, either I got the job after my graduation, 2 years after graduation, or not, I will have to. I don't want to repay back because this is like a national cake. No, that's a bad idea concerning this. But I feel like this is a very good one because it is meant for people that might not be able to afford their school fees within the 4 years time in school fees, and you're having the challenges about paying your school fees. And the government came out with this idea that, okay, I will borrow you for this money instead of you waste. Because one thing about students, one thing student needs is when you are able to pay your school fees and you are able to feed yourself, your problem is limited. Just go to school and read. But when your school fees is sorted out, it's only left to your parents to take care of your feedings. You will relieve loads on the parent. There's a parent that has three children in school at the same time. So when we are able to take loan for their 2 or 3 of them, and the government can be able to bear it instead of some sitting at home while some are in the school, it favors every household. If you look at this initiative, I'm sure a majority of Nigerians will benefit from it. Instead of pushing out money that, okay, we want to share money to 10,000 with 50 million of people. It doesn't go around. You spend the money and it's finished. But one of your children one of your children can benefit from it. Each household we definitely have a student that will benefit from this.
But do you think like people or students want to, okay, because they know, okay, what if I after going to school, getting my certificate and all that, and I don't get a job, that how am I able to pay the federal government? Do you think that would encourage someone to even want to go to school or want to even collect the loan? Because at the end of the day, you might fear that jail term.
Okay, for me, let me answer that. For me, I feel like that should not come first.
Okay.
As your determination, I want to go to school. I want to learn and handle work. You don't go that, okay, I want to go and learn tailoring. Because after learning the tailoring, I will not be able to utilize the tailoring. You're going for a profession. You are going to school to study a particular thing. You have a dream. You have a concern. Okay, going to this school, this is what I will achieve. But at the end of the day, if it doesn't happen, I'm telling you, mind you, these initiatives, they're supposed to, create another avenue. Based on his promises, he said he will create a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
Let's be hopeful. This is the first step. Don't let us jump to the results from the beginning.
And right before even because he said there's going to be an establishment of an educational bank that would be in charge of disbursing these loans and everything. So I feel there again is another part of job creation. But at the end of the day, Nigeria, now who you know. So now who will be who? They always did that place. When you're talking about job creation and all that. And again, we also have mechanical engineers. We have a whole lot of people who went to school to study a whole lot of things and come out and be organic cream manufacturers or producers or into makeup or your skincare.
This is Nigeria.
All right.
If you want to bring that kind of initiative, okay, it's fine. But what other plans do you have? Are you giving maybe when they finish school, when they finish NYSC, do you have plans? Okay, immediately you're done. Just come as far as you can defend what you studied in school.
Yeah.
Okay, you have this job. Are there plans like that? No. And now you're saying after 2 years, if you're not able to pay. Okay, we have thousands of youths in Nigeria today who after 10, 15 years, they've not gotten a job.
Yes.
How do you, and you're talking about, do you know what I just think about this whole thing? Before President Tinubu came into power, he said when he comes in, more youth are going to go into the army. Right? Why do I think they're just doing this? Okay, when they give you the loan, you're not able to pay back, they'll take you to the army. Why do I think they're just looking for an alternative?
Serve your country, serve your fatherland.
For me personally, it's looking at the bigger picture. Like I always say, it's a good thing. Like Mr. Stephen rightly said, it's a good thing. The government is trying to help parents as well as children. You understand? Like make the floor leveled for everybody. You can't, afford this. We're giving you the money, you understand, for you to further your education or for you to go to school. But the question, like Mr. Stephen rightly said, is, sorry, not Mr. Stephen, you asked the question, the availability of jobs, because see, a lot of people will graduate and they will not get jobs. You're not going to get jobs. So how do you expect? And you're saying, okay, if you don't pay, you're going to pay the fine or you go to jail.
Or you
okay, fine, you're bringing out loan. What are the jobs? Are you putting jobs in place for these children when they finish? You understand? Is there an enabling environment that when they finish from school, they will secure this job? Because you know when somebody secures job, then the person go pay.
Yeah.
Do you understand? That's my concern.
I have a point. She said something about joining the army. I would rather join the army if I graduate from a school.
Not everyone.
So
let me tell you something about this army of a thing, where it will benefit a lot of people. Now, as a graduate, you finish from university, for example, or polytechnic, for example, and they feel like, okay, because you are not able to fund the loan, you should join army. Do you know the rank you will join with if you are
not everyone
wants
to join the
army. Let me land.
If you can't repay the loan.
Now, most people, like a lot of people, it's not everybody that are interested in the army. I'm just tackling your point about the army part. Now, as a graduate, you want to employ graduate into the army because he was unable to pay the loan. Do you know the level you are putting the army? You know maybe the first
how we so sure? How we so sure they are going
even
to
if you're going to be in the highest,
it's what she thinks. It's her opinion. The way she sees it.
Now,
you understand?
Okay, moving out of the opinion, what I say is that now this initiative,
assuming it happens, assuming it wants to happen, right?
You want before. See, everything is a process. Government brought in this process that they want to give loan to students. This government that came to power just came 2 weeks or thereabouts. you don't expect him to provide the
Steve,
jobs.
everything is a process, right?
I know.
If everything is a process, then tell us, okay, you're not able to pay back. If you're not able to pay back, we're going to teach you this skill, and then we're going to fix you here. So you do this, and then you work, and then you're able to pay back.
It is a different plan. When he brings about this plan, he told it in his manifesto, or what I read about it, that okay, he will really want to work with the youth. We want to help the youth more this time around. Now let's talk about the school and the job. Now, they brought about initiatives that can take you 4 years before you even get the job. Let's say 5 years, that's the minimum. Because if you finish school 4 years, that's the minimum you can get. Forget about people that went to college. Because they didn't specify. They say after NYC. Now they want to borrow people that will go for ND, for NCE. No, you are not safe. You have to maybe take your time before you proceed to university or polytechnic before you come to serve. Now, we're talking about something that will take like 5 years. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, you finish school, you serve. After serving 50 years, then they give you another 2 years of grace, which is like 7 years pile up. Before you know it, Tinubu is almost run out of his
But
administration.
do we have an enabling environment whereby you are allowed to work and school at the same time? Which employer or which organization is willing to do that?
They are talking about other countries. They're talking about other countries doing the same thing.
For other countries.
If other countries are doing the same thing, have you also looked at what other countries are doing? They're not just giving students
which other country are you comparing yourself with? I think we are not a developed country.
Then why are we doing this without even planning, without looking at what
Rachel,
they are doing?
what I just want to buttress to what you said about the military is all I know about the military all over the world is you just have to have love for your country to want to be in the military.
Yes,
so you cannot just come and tell people that you want them to be in the military because they cannot pay for loan. Well, I think that's where we just have to make a wrap as regards this topic of student loan. Okay, we'll be going on a break. We'll be right back. Please stay with us. Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Now moving on to our next topic, which is the anthrax outbreak and the ban of consumption of hides, which we all know as Ponmo, by the federal government. Anthrax is a serious bacterial infection caused by a spore forming bacterium and is often transmitted through contact with contaminated animal products such as wool, hair, and hides, which is our Ponmo. And when infected, anthrax causes flu-like symptoms such as fever, chills, muscle aches, as well as respiratory and gastrointestinal problems, and sometimes leads to death. And normally, treatments usually involves the use of antibiotics, and preventions include vaccination and proper hygiene practice for handling animal products. So my question is, with all these health risk factors that the federal government is alerting Nigerians about, do you think Nigerians will adhere to the ban on Ponmo, smoked fish, and bushmeat? Because we all have, because when we heard this, in our mind is something where our forefathers don't do chop. For how long? Nothing happened to them. But we have a whole lot of health risk and factors attached to it. So do you think Nigerians are going to adhere to the ban?
They will not adhere.
Like personally? Or
no, personally and I mean generally. We like
confidence.
Ponmo.
Yeah, Nigerian. We adhere.
It's Ponmo, like that pepper, smoked fish, pepper Ponmo.
When you get original titles.
When I don't have money to buy goat meat and chicken and it's Ponmo that I will see how my food is made. I don't think I will adhere.
I don't even understand the issue with this bushmeat Ponmo smoked fish.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at it. They said the disease is from the soil. It affects animals, every kind of animal. Goats,
that have
hares, okay, goats. So why did they not mention goat meat? No one mentioned goat. They just said, why are they particular about our smoked fish?
Because
Ponmo and bushmeat.
Now, they will emphasize on the proper hygiene handling of those products. Because we know, mostly, let's not lie, let's not sugarcoat things or anything.
Yeah.
We know mostly once we see the production of some things, we need to be seeing it so that you will know, okay, these are the dangers.
Use salt and wash it.
And lime, salt,
use salt,
lemon.
But when they were like, what was through bushmeat too?
We say baking soda.
But really,
for me, I don't think it's a Nigerian thing.
Right?
Because when I heard about the outbreak, I googled about it.
Yeah.
And most of the pictures that they used to back it up are more
No
white
virus.
people,
No,
not
not
really
if
dark
you check.
people.
So
No,
it's not
I'm
a
not,
Nigerian
I'm not,
thing.
I'm not, yeah.
Okay.
It's
I
not a
feel like it's
Nigerian
not
thing.
really an African thing. So for me,
No,
But it's
no,
in
it does
Ghana,
not
it's in
stop. It does
Togo.
not. It does not.
No,
Honestly,
it's just
really,
it's not just
I
it's
don't know.
not
I
just
don't know
centered
whether
on Africa.
I don't
Yeah.
think I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But personally, I've heard. I don't know if you guys heard of the time they said government wants to ban Ponmo. I don't know if this
There
was
was
in
a time-
another phase that
no,
they are
there was a
bringing.
Why are
No,
they
because-
particular about this?
We have other
Because-
places, for God's sake.
See, let's not. I will still say it again. Let's not sugarcoat it, because there are cases and there are times when you go to the market. If
Yeah.
you don't, it only takes a clean person to go and get Ponmo or buy Ponmo from a Ponmo seller, and you have the mind to actually buy it, because some of them, the water they put that Ponmo in.
Yeah, but
But
you
that's
wash
not-
when you
that's
get
not
to
the
your
issue
house.
right now.
Would you wash your
But
clothes when you get to your
anthrax-
house? With
anthrax-
salt, probably even hot water
Anthrax
and
is
lemon.
very deadly. It is very, very deadly. For the federal government to come out and tell you this is what it is really deadly, because let me bust your head or let me bust your brain. One thing is, do you know anthrax has been used like a biological weapon, whereby it's being used by terrorists and military
Anthrax.
forces.
Really?
Yes,
But they just said it's a
biological,
small forming bacterium from
but
like
it is
Rachel rightly
also a biological weapon, whereby to tell you how dangerous this thing is, because if it's not that dangerous, because you can use that thing now to wipe out people or to reduce population or to
Well,
so it's
yeah.
really that for federal government to just come out and tell you, okay, this is it. Nigerians, we need to be hearing
For
what.
Hadiza,
Okay, you know
Hadiza,
what?
Hadiza,
You know what?
Hadiza.
When we
Hadiza.
had this question, first of all, okay,
Mhm.
they said we should stop eating. We said, what did we even say about the anthrax? Now it affects animals, but
Yeah.
so that means
It
we have
affects
eating
animals.
Hadiza,
chicken,
look, they didn't mention
I think
chicken.
they just have
They didn't
problem with-
mention chicken. They didn't mention turkey.
dog,
And those
but
are
people
like
like dog.
the most expensive
Yeah.
proteins. Now, let me ask you a question. Why not we fight? Why can't the government look into or pay more attention into fighting this thing and then tell us,
That's
okay,
why
we
they
are
said
fighting it.
prevention.
Okay,
Also,
Hadiza,
we should
Hadiza,
stop
I'm coming.
vaccination.
Hadiza, I'm
No.
coming. I'm coming, please. Okay, now look, there are some people
Yeah.
that right from day one, they cannot afford chicken. They cannot even afford fish. What they can afford is 100 naira for
So,
200
so,
naira for
so are you saying they should carry their money and go and buy problem? Or
Hadiza,
go and buy healthcare
Hadiza,
problem?
No,
Hadiza.
it's
I'm
not
not
what we're
saying go and
saying.
carry
Okay,
your money to
all
buy
right.
problem.
Okay, what
But
are you saying?
when you want to bring all of these things, you should look these people that are telling us don't eat pomo, don't eat smoked fish. They
It's
don't
because
even
you
eat, look, they don't even eat it because what they eat is this. Let's not even go there. But now, look upon Nigerians.
Yeah.
This is like the only thing they
For
can
some
use to
people.
decorate their rice
Yeah,
and
some
decorate
people.
their soup. You're saying, okay, don't eat it. Look, the truth is, these people will not listen to you.
And you know, funny enough,
Fight it.
just last week I used Komo to cook.
Why will you not eat pomo?
See, that's what I wanted to say, Mr.
Especially in this
Stephen.
period when everything is just
You
going
know,
high
I
every
had
day.
to-
Mr. Stephen, do you think the federal government, because I'm with them on this, they are not
So you will
wrong.
not eat Komo again.
I will not
You won't
eat
eat smoked
because
fish.
my
Hadiza.
government said I
You will
should
not
eat.
eat
I
smoked
will not
fish
eat.
meat.
You won't eat bushmeat.
Well, for me,
Okay.
it's
I just want to-
just
yeah.
like I see it as an advice from the government. They are not restricting you completely. Like, okay, the sellers should not come to market again and sell for more. And then, they're not stopping anybody. Just an advice: take it or leave it. For me, I will not take it because.
So you won't eat smoked fish.
I will definitely continue eating those things
We
because
will
I
put
cannot
people out
stop.
of
Yeah,
business.
no.
Oh,
But the truth is, they're not telling us you must stop.
Yeah.
No, they're not saying it's a must.
It's just a band that is
So
just
like,
taste
okay.
on it.
Because really,
Actually,
I'm not
that's
seeing it as a
right.
band because if truly is a band in the market, there shouldn't be
shouldn't
common in
see
the
it.
market space of
Yeah.
smoked fish.
But when they banned pomo the other day, they said because the pomo we're eating is one they use in making shoes and bags. The other time,
No, there was
people
a time
were
when
still
still buying.
they were selling and
But
buying.
And you know the funny thing about this whole thing now, this Komo that the government is hammering on left and right.
Yes, waiting for
for
more.
it's people's livelihood. There are some people that use Komo to send their children abroad.
Yes,
Some
some people that this is the only business they do.
they've ever done. I'm telling you. And
So now,
it's
let me
scary.
get
It's
this.
very scary.
Let me get this straight. Are you guys speaking as regards, okay, now the health aspects? Is
The
not even
anthrax.
is not like the effect it will have on our health. It's not you guys' problem.
No,
The
it's
effect
not.
we have is people going out of business.
Hadiza,
I'm
personally-
talking about life.
Personally, see what I'm saying.
All right.
Okay, ever since they said this thing, we've not heard like we have
You want to
Ministry
have
of
casualties?
No, we have Ministry of Health.
Yeah.
I think they should come out every day. If not every day, at least they should come out to tell us, okay, this is the latest development. This is what we've done. This is what we're doing. Is that even? Are they preventing? It's just don't eat it. That is only preventing.
I get what
How are they fighting it?
I get your point. So now, instead of you to say, okay, we're placing a ban on such products, why don't you guys take proper care of what you are doing in order not to
How
have
are they
such...
fighting it? They should tell us how they are fighting
Or
it.
what we should
Let's
do.
know
The
how
only
they are
way they are
fighting
fighting
it.
it is they are telling you
Don't
not to
eat
do
Okay,
it.
now
Yes,
let me
don't
come
do
in.
it.
Let me come in about the fighting part of it.
All right.
There are some things you cannot fight. When you talk about bushmeat, bats, the real bushmeat.
Who is bats?
Alligator.
All those bushmeat.
Sorry, who is bats?
People eat bats. People eat
Yes.
tortoise.
People do.
Now let me
Yes.
tell you about.
Alligator, people
Let me
do.
tell you
I know
about.
about alligator, but bats?
These things
Rats,
are
people do.
bush meat that moves around in the bush. There's no way government
They
can
say
stop
this
them
thing comes from
doing
the
it.
soil. The disease is
So-
from the soil.
So
Yeah,
how
it
do you
affects
prevent? How do you
animals.
stop the disease? The only thing you can do as a government is just okay. Don't do this. This is the result of it.
Of it.
Because there's no way you can. There are some diseases you can prevent. Like when they talk about HIV now,
Mhm.
they brought the prevention. Wear something to
Because it
you
can
know
be cured.
so that you can prevent yourself. But in cases like this, instead they tell you to stop taking it because there's no way they can stop the skin of an animal. There's no way they can stop animal moving inside the bush,
Goat
crossing
meat
from
are
one country to another.
I have a question.
Because it's more of bush animal.
I
It's
have
not
a
about
question.
the domestic animal.
I have a question. So now, does it mean maybe when one disease just comes up tomorrow, and this disease is killing people or killing every animals in Nigeria, or just killing plants, spreading and killing plants? Are we saying there's nothing our government will do?
No, now
That's-
let me.
that's not the point.
Because something comes from the soil, it is killing plants, it is killing animals.
Yeah,
Let's
pet
even say
animals more.
yes.
Yes.
So now it's not. I'm not talking about this particular one now.
Okay.
I'm saying if maybe a disease comes up
Like a
and it
disease
is
or
now
virus.
just spreading fast and killing plants,
What
what will the government do?
No, in such case, the
Isolation.
government will do something. Even as individual, will definitely do something. There's something they call isolation.
Isolation, yes.
Now that's the first thing, prevent spreading of the disease.
Quarantine.
And again, quarantine. And again, when it comes from the soil, are you telling me that you want to prevent people from stepping on the soil? You cannot survive without the soil. There's some things you cannot survive without. When it's coming from the soil, coming from the animal, the only thing you can do is don't come closer to those animals. Avoid those animals that can cause it.
So the bottom line now
Government
is
cannot come individually and come and prevent those things. They can get the drugs, they can quarantine people, they can prevent people.
See, the
and
easiest way.
and the awareness.
treatable. Yeah, it's
Yes, it's treatable.
And you know, on the other side, they give.
And before the
I'm tired.
government,
How can you not
Ladies,
eat momo?
You want to be taking
These are
antibiotics
peppered
and-
momo. How who does that?
well. I just feel the federal government is just looking out for its citizens. That's just it. They are trying to, okay, we all know you people cannot. You will not, and you are not going to stop it, right? Fine, but they're just trying to tell you that there are preventive measures there are preventive measures to take in order not to be infected with this thing. So it's either you get vaccination or you have a proper hygiene practice as regards animal products. That's just what the federal government is just trying to do. And you guys should strictly adhere to it. Okay,
Wow.
we'll be going on a break right now. When we return, we'll serve you the last part of the show. Stay with us. Welcome back, and thanks for staying. The next topic, we're going to be talking about a very sensitive topic, and we hope it creates more awareness will be raised as regards this topic, and we wish victims will speak up more often when they need to. So we're going to be talking about domestic violence, and it refers to any abusive behavior, violent or aggressive action that takes place within a household or family unit. And there are different forms of domestic violence. It could be emotional, it could be physical, it could be sexual or financial abuse, all right? And it always has a long-lasting effect on its victims, like post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, and a whole lot of other health problems. So recently on social media, a pretty lady by the name Chiamaka Okafor was beaten to death by her husband, all because she couldn't birth a male child. And I feel sad right now because I feel most of these victims are people who always, from the beginning, always see the red flags. So you need to speak up when you have to speak up. That's just it. You need to voice out. You need people to know. You need to let people know, okay, things are not okay, because it is never a good. It is never. It will never be an acceptable act. So it's really traumatizing. It's really disheartening and heartbreaking. An open floor question on the table now. What could be, or let me say, what are the reasons to domestic violence?
Okay. Personally, in Nigeria, and this does not happen only in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Because it's everywhere.
It cuts across all
Everywhere.
races.
Yes.
Socioeconomic.
In Nigeria and Africa,
Yeah.
we have this mentality, not all. Thank God for civilization. I think some people are, beginning to understand. But then I think some people, men and even women, but let me talk about men right now. They feel when they marry a woman, once you pay the bride price, I don't buy her. She's now my property.
Yeah.
I can do anything I want with her. And that's why you see a woman who maybe there's a way she was dressing before, and you didn't talk about this while you were dating or while you're in a relationship, but then you got married to her, and then you're telling her, no, I don't like this dressing because now my property. So I tell you how I want you to look. Okay, this thing you do before the work some people, it even boils down to their jobs. You were working before, you didn't even tell her before, the whole marriage thing that, see, I want a housewife. But then you got married to her and you're like, you stop working because, say, you are my property. So I think this mentality, and also, like you said, red flags, there are ladies, there are men who see red flags in relationship, but because they are so much in love. This love thing, this love thing can blind, or is blinding so many people. You know the truth. In fact, some people, they are seeing it. Even maybe before they got into that relationship, they have vowed and they have swore with their life that, me, I can never marry a man that will raise his hand and slap me.
Yeah.
The day a man slaps me, I will leave the relationship. But because you're so much in love, a man raises his hand and slap you, and you'll be like, oh, I believe you'll change, or this or that. You're seeing all of these things. But because you're so much in love, I don't know if it is love or if it is foolishness. You're so much in love, you're seeing all of these things. It's glaring. You're seeing them. Someone don't have to tell you that this thing is, if you get married to you, but you're seeing it. You just, I'm in love, and then you go into the marriage, and then you're in it. One more point I have, most of these married people, maybe before the marriage, they don't flaunt, they don't let them say, na me the rain, I don't marry, and all of that. And so you get married, and he's beating you, he's abusing you, and there's so much trouble in the marriage. You don't want anyone to know. You don't want any friend to know. You don't want any sister. You don't want any family member to know because you are ashamed. I think some ladies really need to grow up. Men really need to grow up. Not just ladies. Yes, we really need to grow up. So
personally, I've always been an advocate of fall in love. It's not bad to fall in love, but take your brain with you. Because there's this saying that they talk to people when they're in love, I'm just going to make 2 points, because this domestic violence, but it cuts across male, it cuts across female. Just because of the stereotype the society has, put out there. Is like a stereotype that it's always the women that
mostly it's always on the women.
Sometimes there are women that beat men.
Yes.
Women, they beat men,
abuse men. Yes.
So the thing is, like I said before, fall in love, but take your brain with you. There are just some things that I would like to call, there's just some compromises, or there are some things that you cannot compromise on. And once a man lays his hand on a woman, that's a big issue. Once a woman lays her hand on a man, that's a big issue. Do you understand? Once you see that, okay, this relationship now, there are red flags. But the problem is that, that's what I don't want to say, it's just women. Women and men alike. Once you see that this thing is beginning to take a left turn, he's beginning to talk, he abuses you verbally, he abuses you emotionally, he plays with your psychology, you're always down in the relationship. Yes. It's it's time to go.
Yes.
You understand? But most people, like Rachel said, they don't want to. They will tell
Some
you that it's because I
apart
love him so much. But it goes from love to foolishness at that point. Because if you die, the same people that you think will say, look at this girl, she has been with this guy. You know, she has been with this guy for more than how many years? The same people that be saying this will still come back and say, but he was beating her now. Why did she go? But she was beating him now. Why did he go?
But we have
understand?
there are like we have set of women whereby now it's not all about love. Some people will be like, this is my livelihood. Some people accommodate domestic violence because they feel, okay, if I come out, where I want to see chop tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you get
It's
some
true.
people?
It's true.
So
That
like mostly now, what is in my mind or what question I have is, I want to know if these abusers mostly, because we also have a case whereby you see a madam and a house girl, the way they treat them or the way they beat them, the way they maltreat them and all that, the way they starve them and all those, it applies to emotional this. So I just want to know if the abusers are psychologically unstable or is just something that just comes with
human nature.
Yeah, for me, I first of all talk about the relationship part when it comes to both men and women. You know, basically, it's not about love. Love cannot keep you in an abused relationship. The moment the abuse comes in, the love diminish. So the moment you have to have your sense.
Yeah.
Use your head, use your sense. Because for me, I always believe that most people might not agree with me, but for me, I used to believe that we men and women, we are equal. We are equal. The way you respect, you want your wife to respect you, you have to respect your wife.
Yes.
So I feel like most of the time, we Nigerians, I don't want to say Africa, because I don't want to talk about places I've never been to before.
Yeah.
But citing Nigeria as an example, most of the time, men used to be authoritative. They used to be like, I'm a decider. It shouldn't be like that. Now, when men are authoritative, they feel like they can do anything and they can, get away with it. Women cannot do it. Some things man will do. No, it shouldn't be like that. We have to respect women. I know the women of these days now, they have been getting exposed. They know their rights. They know things. When you cannot take anything any longer, you go out of the relationship.
Yes.
It's better you are safe than you are dead.
Yeah.
So, and again, when you talk about people that the abusers, are they mentally unstable or what? Some people are naturally wicked.
Mr. Steve is right.
Yes.
There are people that their heart is just dark. Because it's not just about relationship. This is somebody's child. You are taking somebody gives you the child because she does not have any other way to train it. Maybe she has 9 children and she says, okay, she cannot feed this one. Or you go and do house help. You understand? And then you know that this is somebody's child, for God's sake, and you're maltreating that child. You beat the girl, you stab the boy, and you keep asking this person that is doing this, you have children. No? They don't even think if tomorrow I fall into the same circumstances that the parent of this child that is living with me falls into, and I give my children out, will I be able to breathe well? Knowing fully well that wherever that child is, what that child is seeing, the shege that child is seeing, it's enough to kill you. But no, they will not think about it. As far as this person is not related to my family, I can do them anyhow.
Some people are doing it to people that are related to them. Some people are doing it to people that are not related to them.
How about mothers even doing it to their own children?
Okay, how about women that encourage the violence? Because a woman can come, like, not a woman. I know of someone who will tell you that whenever she has a problem with her husband, she would provoke the man to the point whereby he beats her. Then he comes back to apologize. So that's another issue.
That's another issue.
What she wants.
That's another issue.
So is that person the victims? Then that means for this particular victim is someone that I love them abusive. So those ones now are the people that I would say they are psychologically.
Those ones need to go to Yaba left. They need to take them because I was going to say something, right? In the same line of what Hadiza was saying. Sometimes you know that I want to say we women, we can be very annoying. Yeah. But both genders are. Thank God we have a man with us. Yeah. Women can be very annoying. You know that you know your place as a lady, and this guy is a man. You are provoking the man so that if he raises his hand on you, you will say, domestic
Violence.
But you will not tell people because the stereotype is no, whatever happened, you will not raise your hand on a woman, she walk away. But it's the woman that is provoking the man.
Sometimes,
You'll be
I
hearing
also
things like come and beat me. Okay, you will kill me today. And the man is, he's a man. So it's how God created him.
Sorry,
You
let me say
understand?
this. Might be the last thing I will say.
Because we're rounding up.
I feel
actually,
like
so.
no matter, we always say that, no matter what, the woman, no matter how she provoked you, you shouldn't
raise your hand to beat
You
your
can
man.
walk away.
Yes.
But also tell the women
Walk
to
away. The
understand.
best
No
thing,
matter what. No matter
Don't
what.
know
the
how
best
to
thing in this situation is
anger,
walking
to
away.
manage their
Yes.
anger.
And
Some
it cuts across the same gender.
Okay, let me say this finally. Sometimes I think it's it's your foundation. It's a person's foundation.
That's another
What you
thing.
saw in your family.
Exactly.
Sometimes the mother and the father may not even be fighting. It may be the mother abusing the child. So all the time you're always insulting, you're always hitting, you're always shouting at the child, and he grows up into that thing you made him become.
Exactly.
And he just transfer that thing into his own family. Sometimes the man may not be beating a woman, but the things he says to the woman, it is what his mother or his father has imputed in him. So I think it starts from the family. It starts from our background. It's strange when you see an abusive man or woman who came from a family who no one in their family, that they are very peaceful. It's strange. So I think it's from the family. Yeah.
Well, rounding up is just that, okay, there's this quote by this author, a female author. Her name is Kristen Mason Miller, all right? And she said, there was something she said about domestic violence that I just feel sums up everything that has to do with domestic violence. And she said, at any given moment, you should have the power to say, this is not how the story should end. So speak up when you need to speak up. Let people come to your aid. Let people help you. So we just need to speak up so that we reduce, because most domestic violence always ends up in death.
Yeah, somebody must die.
Or deformity or something, one thing or the other. So we should just learn to speak up, and nobody will ever stigmatize you, because we actually need people to speak up. All right. So that is how we are wrapping up the show today. We have come to the end of today's edition of Viewpoint. We would love to hear from you. So be part of our conversation by dropping your opinions on our comment section, because your opinion really matters. Okay, don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles displayed on your screen for more exciting and captivating episodes of Viewpoint. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell on our YouTube channel at Oweleketv. Our website is oweleke.tv. I am Hadiza Galadima, and she is...
I'm Confidence Oko.
I'm Rachel Abioye.
I'm Steve.
All right, great. Thank you so much, and see you again.